Hey guys, welcome to the third week of Daily Star Wars Collecting. I hope you're enjoying this as we're going. I'm having a blast. And I posted an interview earlier this morning, you might have noticed. It's called Interviewing a Collector, Episode 1. And went and talked to the guy, had a good conversation, took a picture of his, the stuff he has for sale. And I'm going to try to do this a little more often. I've already done some email interviews where I'll just be reading the text of the email and then showing pictures of people's collections. And that's easier for a lot of people. They don't want to do Skype or, webcam kind of stuff. I don't even own a webcam, so the email is a good way to go. And if you guys know anyone who's a collector, feel free to contact them and ask them if they want to join and be involved in sharing their collection with us. But I also had this thought: what if, and I was just going to do this as entertainment for you guys, kind of add some more content to the channel. If you guys want to interview people in your local area, a collector, a dealer, and kind of give us a taste for the environment you guys are in, feel free to go right ahead and interview them and make your own episodes. And so I've named this one Episode 1. You can name them Episode 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. So just feel free to, jump right in. We'll sort of build this together. By the way, this week's responses to the Saga Legends question were amazing. I'm really impressed with you guys. We covered it from every possible angle. We talked about almost every single toy in the line. Between the 13 of us, we talked about everything. And I think that we all pretty much agreed on which was the worst and the best. The ultimate loser is probably that Darth Maul from 1999 that they repacked. I mean, you got a 12-year-old toy, it's just not going to stand up. And also the Yoda, everyone pretty much didn't like the Yoda. And the ones we really liked were the bounty hunters and the army builders, so the snowtroopers, the stormtrooper, those kinds of things. So we put the nail in the coffin. Saga Legends is dead. We're done. We talked about it every way there possibly was, and you guys did a great job. I had a lot of fun. Listen, because so many of you had shared my exact thoughts and put it in a way that I couldn't put it. So thank you very much. It was just really great. And those of you who I disagreed with on certain things, you really showed me your opinion and kind of changed my mind on a lot of stuff. So some of these figures that I didn't like, I might go buy when they go on sale. So thank you all. Let's see what else I got written down here. Wanted to talk about Darren, the Green Crusader 15, who posts on, I believe, Thursday. He had a really explosive introduction because he missed the first week. I didn't get back with him quick enough, so it was my fault. But he had a really explosive introduction. I'm really glad he's on the channel. I'm sure he's going to add a little bit of spice to the channel. So welcome aboard, Darren. And I'm also going to be doing a little change where after we're done with a week, you guys name your videos whatever you want. After the week is over, I'm going to archive them by renaming them. And so I'll say week 1 Philip, week 1 Joe, week 1 Jacob, and so, or something like that. That way people who are new to the channel and want to go back and watch old episodes can stick with the topics a little easier rather than jump around. So go ahead and don't change anything. Just keep doing it the way you were. Name them all the same things you have been naming them, whatever you want to title your thing as. And then at the end of the week, I'll go back and rename them as an archive. So no big changes there. That idea actually came from Addicted to Star Wars 23, Philip, and the Liverpool Owen, who is another commenter who's been on here really supporting us from the beginning. He's the one who makes my title cards. And so that idea came from those two guys, and it's a good idea. I should have thought of it at the beginning. But alright, real quick, a Clone Wars update. Have you guys seen the latest episode, Carnage of Krell? If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Actually watch the entire Umbara storyline, because if I wanted to nitpick Clone Wars, I probably could. I could sit here and say, oh, well, they said this when, Wikipedia says this other thing. If you want to nitpick, that's fine. I'm a great nitpicker. But what I decided to do with this story arc was to just get myself into it, and I really like the setting. And I really got involved, and I actually had a lot of fun watching these 4 episodes. But the 4th one was amazing, Carnage of Krell, and I really enjoyed it. I've never seen anything like that on a pretty much a daytime cartoon. It was really intense. So Julius on A Little Bit Life Size, he's doing commentary on each of these 4 episodes, and he did a really good job analyzing this episode. So if you want more details, you can go check out his channel. I didn't want to give you too many spoilers on that, but if they have a Krell action figure, I'm going to get him. I guarantee it. Alright, so let's talk about this week's discussion topic. It's something you guys have actually touched upon in some of your videos this week, which makes this perfect timing to get it out of the way. And I know some of you guys are going to be wrapped up in holiday events this week with Thanksgiving in the U.S. and travel and problems with traffic and all kinds of problems. Black Friday, and like Wampus Lair was saying, there's some really good deals on Star Wars toys, but if you're brave enough, you don't want to get murdered by some mother in Toys R Us because you grabbed the wrong action figure. So be really careful, but if you want to get some good deals, this is a good time of year to do it. The U.S. is going to be absolutely swamped with holiday events, so most of you guys are probably going to be too busy to post your videos. And what I thought is, this week is just free reign. You want to post them on whichever day is convenient for you, that's totally fine. And if you don't get around to it, just give us a double update next week. So, and we'll do the same thing around Christmas time and New Year's. I'm sure you guys will be busy then too. So this week is, the leash is off. Do whatever you want. But now let's get to the topic, which I'm sure you trudged through all my rambling just to hear the topic so you can start on your videos. That's fine. I'll email it to you to make it a little more convenient so you can skip my video altogether if you want. But it is about packaging. Collectors are really divided on this issue. Do you open it? Do you keep it in the package? It can be a divisive issue. I think most of us are probably on the same line, but I want to hear your guys' opinions. And so here's the topic in detail.
It's obvious that vintage toys and rare items are more valuable when they're in the package, and there's a lot of reasons why, but I just want to focus on modern toy packaging, and I find collectors are split into a few main groups. There's people who always open everything. They want to get the maximum benefit of the toy. They want to play with it, they want to display it or review it, and so packaging is just a barrier between them and the toy. And then there's people who never open anything. They're really picky, want to keep things in mint perfect condition, people who say they don't even want the tabs punched on the cards, that kind of stuff. Then there's another group, which I think most of us fit into, and that's where we open most of them, but when we find something that's really special or valuable, we keep it in the box. And luckily, Hasbro has catered to each of these groups, and a good example is the Vintage Collection line. It's always a rip-off in terms of cost because you're paying for the packaging. But for a die-hard collector, that's fine. They're totally willing to pay $10 extra for a Vintage Collection AT-AT because they never wanted to open it in the first place. So the fancier the box is, the happier they are. And Hasbro's not always very good at balancing this out. Like the Tauntauns right now, you can get the Luke's for $25 by itself in a Vintage Collection box. The package looks awesome. It's an amazing creature, and I shouldn't have too much to complain about. But the cost is the same as the Battle Pack, the Search for Luke Skywalker, which comes with 2 figures. So in this case, you're much better off buying the Battle Pack, and you can barely justify buying the Vintage Collection one. And another gimmick going on are these foil cards with the Ultimate Galactic Hunt. And they retail for the same price as regular figures, but to resell them on eBay, or to buy one off eBay, is ridiculous. They use the packaging to make it artificially rare. And for someone who takes collecting seriously, I can see how it might be a fun game to track down the silver foiled cards, but I think it causes frustration. You're either stuck with one that you can't open, or you're looking for a foil card that you can never find. And it also applies to this Revenge of the Jedi repacks coming out of these Return of the Jedi figures. Are you going to rebuy a figure just because of a spelling change on the box? And there's plenty of other topics we could cover when we talk about packaging. We could discuss how new packages for battle packs and figures have those built-in dioramas. It's something new, and I think it's a great idea. The packaging itself becomes part of the play value, and they display really well. So 2 notable examples are the Snowspeeder diorama and the Clone Wars Y-Wing diorama, and I love those things. I use them as backdrops for all kinds of stuff. And as a final topic, just feel free to discuss your favorite style of packaging. There's the simple red and green Power of the Force cards that have shiny hologram pictures. Then there's the, bubble style cards for Saga Collection and Revenge of the Sith cards. I really like those, but I could never get exactly figure out how to stack those in boxes because the bubbles make them too round to stack on top of each other. And one style I really liked were the Saga Legends cards that have the detailed portraits in the upper right corner. Or not Saga Legends, I mean Legacy Collection. It was the white card, and it has the the portrait up in the right hand corner. For some reason, it's really simple, but there's something I just really enjoyed about it. And of course, the vintage collection design. And even if you excuse nostalgia, it's a great way to display your figures. It's like they had the perfect marketing gimmick from the very beginning. So I'm going to summarize this up with some bullet points, and feel free to talk about these as much or as little as you want. And these are just suggestions. Does packaging design matter to you? Do you open your figures or do you preserve them? Do you keep your open cards and boxes? I've seen in some of your guys' videos you do keep the cards. What do you think of the vintage collection packaging? The higher cost versus design? What do you think of the Ultimate Galactic Hunt foil cards or Revenge of the Jedi cards, where it's just the packaging makes them more rare? And what do you think modern figures do you think they'll ever be as valuable as vintage figures just because they're mint on the card? And what do you think of packaging dioramas, the new style packaging? And what type of packaging do you like the best? So that's a lot of questions, and you don't have to answer all of them, but I am interested to hear your opinions.
Alright guys, I rambled on enough. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to your responses and another week of daily Star Wars collecting. So thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving, and may the Force be with you.
I'm not afraid.
Sure. You will be. You will be.